Hello there, welcome. Take your coat. Okay, thank you. Well, good evening. I'm Hugh Hefner, your host. This is Barbie Benton. This is Connie Kresge, our Playmate of the Year, and you arrived just in time because the Ike and Tina Turner Revue are about to start wailing in the rumpus room. Come on in and join us. pleasure to welcome a longtime friend, Louis Nye, to the party. And Louis, it's great to see you again, and you're looking very trim. I think haven't you?
Oh, thank you. It's nice. It's nice to see you, Hef.
It's always a pleasure, but you look like you've lost a little weight. Are you doing a diet thing? Or?
Oh, probably not. I don't think I've lost any weight. I love food too much, Hef.
So
I must have gained maybe, let's say, 15 pounds since you've seen me last. But you can't tell. You know why you can't tell?
Why is that, Louis?
Because I'm wearing a rubber suit.
It works well, it is.
Yeah, it's put out by Freddie Rubbo.
They've got all of these crazy diets now. Barbie's on a diet, and I think I may try the drinking man's diet. That sounds like the best kind of thing. But they've got a diet now where they, calories don't count, and they're doing a thing now where you supposedly you can eat ice cream and candy and all kinds of cake and everything, and still stay on a diet.
Still be perfectly proportioned, but who wants to be perfectly proportioned, 900-pound man? Listen, can I tell you the truth? I drink to it. I'm against diets.
Here.
I'll drink it.
Oh, yes.
Now, here, friends. I may write a book for people who hate dieting, you know?
I'll buy it.
I'll call it Love's Nayet. It's a
Not
book,
yet.
yeah, it's a book of forgiveness.
We need more of that in the world.
Yeah, well, that's a contradiction for no diet. A contraction, rather, for no diet.
No diet.
The subtitle is Eat, 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 I understand. Listen, Hef, I would like to ask at this time, hello.
I thought you were going to ask that. Yeah.
Shouldn't people be fat and guilty instead of thin and miserable?
I think so.
Yeah, another thing, Hep, if I may say, is I'm against diet pills. I tried them, and they didn't work. I had one before each meal. That's, let's see, that's 10 a day.
That's not the way to diet, Lou.
But, man, I've got a great thing. I'm going to write it up in a magazine article. Maybe you could put it in Playboy. Oh, goody two-shoes. Because this thing combines a sex urge with a food urge.
Oh.
You cure both at once.
I don't
It's
like
called...
that part.
Oh, you don't? Oh, silly boy. You know what it's called? It's called Take a Head of Lettuce to Bed. Oh, I almost forgot my present.
Yes, well, all this conversation is making me hungry.
It is?
Yes,
This is my most treasured possession. It's called The Weak Man's Bookie.
diet book.
Yeah, it was willed to me by King Farouk. You can get hungry at 9 and just open a book and you'll feel better. You just groove with it. All right, props.
Piece of head of lettuce, yes. Well, I'll tell you, all this makes me feel, you see how many people are taking the diet serious around here. They're all reaching for anything they can get. Well, would you like a little something to eat? Maybe we can have the kitchen whip up something
Yes,
for us.
I would like something. May I make a phone call? Music?
Can we have a little music for his phone call, please?
Hello, Sam's Delicatessen.
Sign up an order of law.
That's not bad.
A girl of 18, make sure that she's lean. A side order stars up above. I'll put the phone down. And listen, Sam's Delicatessen. See if the moonbeams are fresh. Send a girl who'll make my heart quicken. And half a boiled chicken. I swear by each knish up above that I'll love that order of love. Author!
Our gypsy violinist on that number doesn't usually play with so much vibrato. As a matter of fact, he's from Nashville, Tennessee. He's going to swing a Cajun fiddle for us now, Doug Kershaw.
Yeah.
Diggy diggy line, diggy diggy do, fell in love in the bed, oh, do. The pump was stolen, the coffee steal a kiss with every chance. Show her love with every glance. Diggy, diggy, la, diggy, diggy, lo. Everyone knew he was her beau. Nobody else could ever show so much love for Diggy, diggy, lo.
Doug, I understand that you not only play Cajun fiddle, but you are a Cajun.
Yes, I am Cajun. Our people, the Cajun people, I should say, are from Louisiana. That's where I was born.
You came from Louisiana originally. Aren't the Cajuns originally from up further north?
Yes, they are. They originally, 6 generations back, come from Normandy into Acadia, which is now Nova Scotia.
And then, what, your family came on down from there?
Yeah, through the years, yeah, exiled from English rule, yeah. All along the eastern seaboard, you'll find French people. And I got down to the tip end of Louisiana, you can't go anymore. Sort of like French kissing an alligator.
Well, I understand the Cajun music, your own music is now on the way to the moon.
Yes, it is. It really is. I tell you what happened. Me?
Hold that for him, child.
Would you hold that? Thank you. The other morning I was watching television, the news, when the first live broadcast from Apollo 12. Okay? And they were, the guy was, Conrad, yes, was playing his favorite music, so I listened to San Antonio Rose. Pretty soon I hear Doug Kershaw singing Louisiana Manhattan.
From the moon.
History. I'd have settled for Louisiana history.
Well, I think that it might be an appropriate cue for you to do Louisiana Man here and now.
Long hair music.
Can't write a hit joke every time.
Well, at birth, my mom and papa called a little boy Ned and raised him on the banks of a riverbed. A houseboat tied to a big tall tree, a home for my papa and my mama and me. The clock strikes 3 and papa jumps to his feet. Already mama's cooking papa something to eat. At 1:30, papa, he's ready to go. He jumps in his bureau, head down the bayou. He's got fishing lines strung across the Louisiana River. Gotta catch a big fish for us to eat. Setting traps in the swamps, catching anything you can. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Muskrat hides hanging from the dozen. They make a muskrat skull. Got 'em out drying in the hot, hot sun. Tomorrow papa's gonna turn 'em into mud. Yeah. Well, they call my mama Rita and my daddy Jack. The little baby brother on the floor, that's Mac. And bread and girls in the town. Takes them every bit of a night and a day. They even reach a place where people stay. And I can hardly wait until tomorrow comes around. That's the day my papa takes the first to town. Papa promised me that I could go. He even let me see a cowboy show. Cowboys and Indians for the first time then. I told my pa I gotta go again. Papa said, son, we've got lines to run. Let's come back again, but first there's work to be done. Fishing lines strung across the Louisiana River. Gotta catch a big fish for us. Sitting traps in the swamp, catching anything you can. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man.
We're relaxing here in the library with two of the most interesting people in show business today, Rex Reed and Patty Duke. And I don't think either one of them need much introduction, but Rex, as you know, is one of the most controversial, interesting, and important, I think, critics of the day, who very recently has gotten involved in the other side of the business, starring in Myra Breckenridge. And I'd like to start things off here by reading a little excerpt from Rex's new book, Conversations in the Raw, which is from his interview with Patty Duke, where Rex says,
Okay, Rex.
she does come on like a pint-sized Jimmy Cagney.
Nice.
But
That's
stick
nice.
around. But
That's
stick around,
nice.
you can hear the heartbeats. It's the only way people will listen. When she was a kid, all her interviews were conducted on sheets of mimeographed paper with stock answers. If anyone asked how it felt to be a child star, she would turn to answer number 40. Now, I suspect, knowing how Rex works, that when Rex interviewed you, you probably...
Now she writes all the questions.
And the answers. Well, it's interesting to have both of you here this evening at the same time, because Patty has been in the business since, how old were you when you first...
7.
7 years old.
It'll be
Really,
16
a
years
lifetime.
the end of this week.
Incredible. And Rex, of course, established himself as a critic and now finds himself on the other side of the camera. And what is that like? Yeah. Are you wondering about the reviews of the film?
Well,
Personal
mine will
reviews?
be, I'm wondering what mine's going to be.
That's what I meant.
Smashing. Smashing.
Everybody gets a...
I'm thinking of doing a whole review and only talking about myself.
Well, there've been a lot of rumors that, that one of the motivations in getting into this thing was the chance to really do a review, possibly a book about Myra Breckenridge, and you think there may be a book in it?
Oh, there's a book in it. I don't know whether I'm going to write it or not. No, there's a book in it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm privy to such confidential information about the picture that it might be a little bit like blowing the whistle on everybody. What are you laughing at?
That's never been one of his problems in the past.
I was never the subject before, though.
Yes?
Right.
You think it may be too self-revealing?
Oh, I'll tell anything about me, you know. I mean, that's the biggest problem they have with the whole movie is that I have such a big mouth that I tell everything. But, I'm just kind of worried about telling it about everybody else, you know.
Well, how did the other performers in the film feel about that, knowing, this double life that you live?
Just about every other day, Raquel Welch makes some kind of marvelous comment on the set, and then she always turns to me and says, "Don't print that, the book." I might do a book, though.
I think it's going to be very difficult for you not to do it.
I think everybody's expecting one at this point.
Yes.
But the movie itself has been absolute chaos. I mean, it's...
Well, if you were going to pick one film, for this time, you really picked...
I guess so, because this movie kind of represents the last death rattle.
of the old Hollywood.
I mean, the millions of dollars that are being pumped into this thing, One afternoon, we We have a rather unusual director, to say the least, and he came to the set one day and says, I don't feel like shooting anything today. I think I'm just going to shoot food. So they went out and they bought $2,000 worth of food for him to show on camera, you know, and that's all we did that day. There are many, many days when we, well, one day I arrived on the set and I was told on the call sheet to report to stage 8, and I walked into stage 8 and the whole place was completely empty except for 2 extras who were sitting there, and one of the things I've learned in Hollywood is that extras are not called extras, they're called atmosphere. So, so the 2 atmospheres were sitting and one of them, I said, where is everybody? And they said, oh, they didn't like it here. They decided to go away somewhere. I said, well, where did they go? And they said, I don't know. So I had to go to the production office and find out where everybody was. They were down on the Western Street, and they were shooting something else. It wasn't even in the script. So every day you arrive, and you don't know what you're going to say that day. Everything is written on the set. It's all improvised. Many, many times we get there, and we don't get a shot before 4:30 in the afternoon. And then they wait until 7 or 8 at night when you have bags under your elbows to come in for the close-ups. You know? It's just wild. I've never been involved in anything like it.
There's another curious parallel here. You did Valley of the Dolls. Sorry for mentioning it, but...
Thank you. I accept your apology.
In amongst your excellent films. And, you know, somewhere in between there. And I'm sure, I think I know Patty well enough, and, you know, where she's at to, I think she'd agree with that. But now they're doing something, and that's also 20th century, isn't it? And now
They have a knack
they're
for that.
doing something
They have
else.
a suicide wish over there at that studio.
Well, a lot of studios do these days. But they're now planning a new Valley of the Dolls, which I'm sure you've heard about.
Yes.
Which sounds like I think it's beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Right. It's beyond all comprehension.
Which it's a sexploitation
It has
film.
No, it isn't
nothing to
beyond
do with
comprehension
Valley
at
of the
all.
Dolls.
Make a bloody fortune.
Yeah.
And
See,
that's
that's the
exactly what
real.
they're going to do. They're not pouring any money into it. Russ Meyer's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a skin flick.
But that's the real tragic thing about Hollywood right now, is that people are so willing to jump on the bandwagon and do whatever they can to make money. Even though the people who are making the films don't believe in them, they'll do anything to make a buck because the movie business is in such a weird position.
One of the things that makes it particularly interesting and weird, and maybe offers some hope, is that that the old formulas don't work anymore. The films this year that are making the money are not the pictures that they've done with the old formulas. It's
Yes,
the
but
unexpected things by independent producers.
Yes, but some of them are also very good, and
That's my point.
I'm all for independent filmmaking. I think Patty just did a picture called Me, Natalie, which was which I thought was an absolutely remarkable film. I mean, I thought it was honest and dear and moving, and I thought she was also wonderful in it. I think she should be nominated for an Academy Award this year.
I agree. Well, what is indeed interesting is that while the old Hollywood and the old formula concepts are doing something that seems to be a death rattle, that motion picture making has never been more inventive, never more exciting because of the new producers.
Yes, but the new producers don't want to work for studios. I mean, when you get to a big studio and you find out that you have to spend all this fantastic money that's not in your budget just on studio rental space and on technicians you don't need and dialogue people that you don't need and all kinds of people that you don't need, then suddenly your movie is a $6 million movie and all you wanted to do is grab a movie, you know. So that's why the smart people are making movies independently and then they're releasing them through film companies. Mara Breckenridge doesn't fall into any kind of sane category that I can think of. It's not an independent movie. It's not even a studio movie because the director isn't even listening to anybody at the studio. He's making his own movie.
Which nobody's sure about. Oh, I've got to ask you what it's like to simply, you know, and apart to all the other curious things about the film, what it's like to be the alter ego of Raquel Welch. In other words, I assume that everybody knows that Rex plays Raquel in another form. So to speak.
I don't think we look a thing alike.
I'm not going to even ask how they managed to come up with the casting.
No, I tell you something. When they originally approached me with the idea of doing this thing, personally, I liked the book. I thought it was a very interesting book. I thought it made a very interesting comment on the sexual identity crisis and so forth. But it was great for reading. I didn't necessarily want to play it. You know, I mean, you can do. Otherwise, it's the Christine Jorgensen story. You know,
Right.
so I wasn't about.
I understand they cast, didn't they? Weren't they not casting, but didn't they test some?
Oh, they were testing everybody from the drag queens to Anne Bancroft.
Now, just a second.
All right,
Ain't
we're gonna.
Annie Sullivan anymore.
She also ate a
We're
drag
going to take a
queen.
little break for just
they
a
were
minute.
trying everything, you know.
We're going to take a break for just a minute, and when we come back, I've got a little game that I'd like you to play.
Great.
No.
I don't get to explain.
Bill
I
from here.
saw Playboy. Yes, okay.
Not that kind of game. Rex, I think you want to make an additional point about. Go ahead.
Well, first I want to say that I'm going to come back on this show often because it's the first show I've ever been on in my life where I can plug a book and get zonked all at the same time. No, I just want to say one thing because when we broke, I had just said that all the drag queens were tested for Meyer Breckenridge and I got the part. I want to explain one thing. It's not a movie at all anymore about someone who has a sexual operation. It's a kind of Walter Mitty movie about a guy who dreams, you know, under anesthesia. He's in a car accident and he dreams that he's Raquel Welch. And that may be a cop-out, but that's the only way they got me in it.
So
Danny Kaye would have played it 20 years ago and won an Academy Award. What can I tell you?
there is no actual sex transformation then in the film any longer.
No, it's just it's a fantasy.
Oh.
Now I ask you. Can you see? Can you see?
For the food.
You see them injected?
Well, I'm interested in getting.
silicone?
Patty you have some interesting parallels here with Rex. Rex coming from the other side of the film industry, from a critic to becoming an actor. Your background was in theater in New York.
Theater and live television.
And I wonder how it compares. We've been talking about Hollywood and its problems here. I wonder how you find working in films compared with television and theater.
Well, I find that it's impossible to make a comparison because the mediums are so completely different. I also find that I really do enjoy making films, sometimes more than theater. It's a much more introspective kind of work than the theater. I have wanted recently to do a play, and the plays that I've read are all with, just realized where I was about to say this, well, are all with ladies taking their clothes off, and I really...
There's a lot of that in theater.
I
and film
really
plays.
can't imagine myself going to a theater at 8 o'clock at night and being on the stage by 8:30 without any clothes on. I just cannot imagine running around in front of a whole audience.
But
I assume
Patty,
you've
in
seen
the
Old Calcutta.
No, I haven't.
In the movies, you have to do it at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Which really gets depressing. Right,
That's very good, Rex.
That's right.
Big saving on
No, I don't have to do it any time. Nobody ever asks me to take off my clothes. I wonder why.
That may be
Let's check
a whole
into
other subject.
I took mine off in Meyer Breckenridge once for a scene, and they asked me to put them back on.
All right, now it's time to play the game. I'm not going to top this. All right, we've got a game called Recognition. And this game requires a certain amount of improvisation. And it's going to work a little bit like this. I think maybe we'll start with Patty. Somebody take Patty out of the room for just a minute, and then we'll let Rex play a scene with her. As soon as we get rid of her. Get her out. No, come on, a little further away. Okay, now who are we going to use for?
Well, that...
Yeah, she
What?
she's thinking of a
Barbie and Hef.
No. Another famous American love story.
Columbus and Queen Isabella.
How about Ken and Barbie doll?
You want to try that?
Yeah, we can try that.
You'll have a cute time.
What is it?
Ken and Bobby.
Ken and doll. The Ken and Barbie doll.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay?
Okay, that's good.
Okay. You're going to have a great time with that one. That's a nice switcher.
Why did I say that?
Okay, Patty, yeah, you're
I
going to
can't
have
think of
a
a single thing.
Who could?
I'm glad you suggested it. Patty? Come on in, dear.
I didn't like the way you were all laughing.
Right here. We've got a good one for you.
Oh, I bet you have. Oh, hi there.
Have we been formally introduced?
Is that a clue?
Oh, start now?
Start right now.
Hello there.
Yes, things were fine in the Arctic.
We do very well there, too.
I know you're a penguin, so stop doing that. Unless you like it.
How do you like my new clothes? They just came off the sewing machine.
His new clothes just came off the sewing machine.
A little after yours, but they made the same shipment. You're doing very well at Disneyland.
You're a penguin.
Are you going to die when you find out what it is?
Things are Disneyland.
I hear we just bankrupted Mattel. I hope it's not a sponsor.
Doll.
And we...
Barbie doll. No.
Barbie meet Ken. All right,
God, that was very good, Rex.
that was very good.
He's a doll.
Okay, Rex, why don't you split for a minute, and we'll let Louie play one with you.
Put the ear things on it.
Okay, what are we going to do for Rex?
Joe Neiman. The Corsican brothers.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
it.
let's... Joe
Yeah.
Neiman. And who? The Jet football player. Well, he can be anybody talking with him. In other words, you're simply talking to him as a fan, or anybody that you want to be. Okay?
Cool. I'm up there.
Who's Joe? You'll have to give him a clue. Should we call him? Okay, Rex. Bring Rex on back.
Rex. Come on in.
Let's go.
That's hard to get too much done. Here we go. Okay.
Boy, when you get out there and you start running around and they start chasing you, you are strong. A lot of,
Do you work for a newspaper?
No, not at all.
So it's not Clark Kent.
I think we have to
Remember, we're
move
trying to figure out
down.
who you are, Rex.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out who
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I thought I knew.
There's certain things, when you stand there and they start charging at you and you lean back and you start running and then people start falling down, America goes crazy. They start saying, what a guy. Oh. Women weep and send mail.
I'm sure they do, but...
Rex, try to play the part even though you don't know what the part is.
Oh. All right.
Getting closer already.
Well, it's, you know, it's very tough work, but the money is good. In fact,
Yeah, you're coming right along.
In fact, after tonight, it's going up.
Yeah, well, you've had a lot of success, and I want to congratulate you.
Do people? I'm doing this all the time, obviously.
Mhm.
Do I ever have time to rest? I mean,
I would say You rest in the most delightful manner.
That's important.
And then sometimes, well, yes,
We describe it
I'm
as...
lying down a lot, right?
I imagine that's part of the bag.
Tell him how big he is on Sundays.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very big on Sundays.
Sundays all over the country, they put down the paper and they start looking.
I'm last.
There you are.
Now, is he also somebody? He's somebody who works...
Sometimes, but not necessarily.
Oh, you work with me sometimes, right?
Well, I can if you want it that way, buddy. We can both be out there. All right, let's say I do work with you. I'm your hero. I mean, you're my hero. Sometimes I give you little messages, what to do for that particular day. And when you pass me by with such affection. You're happy that I'm there.
And have I suddenly been... Well, I've written up an awful lot, haven't I?
Oh, yes, they're always writing about you.
And
sometimes not so cute.
Especially if Rex Reed is writing.
That's right.
In Esquire.
Well, he could have. I don't know. I'm not up on all of them.
But I tell you, the L.A. Rams have been after me, but I can't give up my bar.
There you go.
Ike and Tina Turner entertained us a little while ago at the party, and I must say you are one of the most exciting groups, and I really mean this, that I've seen in a long time. I think all the kids feel that way.
Thank you.
How long have you been singing, Tina?
Well, professionally, I've been singing for 9 years.
How long has the group been together?
9 years. We've kept
Nine?
the
That
same
was the
group,
start.
not the same personnel, but the same amount of people for since 1960.
Well, it's really wild, and the way you work together is really wild.
Thank you.
Now, the word soul has become kind of a popular term related to the music scene today, but you've got a word of your own, grease.
Right.
And I'm not familiar with it. What?
Well, let's say with me, say with cooking, like when you boil your vegetables.
Well, I understand grease with cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're gonna use cooking first. In order to boil your vegetables, you still must have the grease, right?
Right.
That starts from the cooking at home.
Right.
Okay, so I have a term of saying like, nothing was no good without the grease. So that's from there. Now,
I do.
Now, with another way of saying the grease is that most black people, when we say things, we say it top surface. We don't cover it, or we don't go around. We say it like
it
exactly
really is.
what it is. Like it's nothing like, say for instance, sweat.
Just
We
like
say
Ike was
sweat,
saying
right?
earlier, he said, you don't perspire, you sweat.
Right. So in other words, when you say grease, it means getting down to the nitty-gritty, the actual thing, not hinting, just saying exactly
Saying it like
what.
it is.
So in
Well,
other words,
I would love it if, and I know that the kids would, if you would once again do it like it really is.
Right.
Would you do another number?
Here come old flat top, he comes grooving up slowly. He's got choo-choo eyeballs. He's got production, he's got water, he's got boots, he's got on motorcycle, he won't spy no cracker, he's got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his arms till you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. Roller coaster, he's got early warning, he's got muddy water, he won't mojo filter, he says 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, 'cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Come together. Come together. Yes. Come together.
idea. So let's do just that again next week. Good night.
Good night.
TWA, who now fly around the world via the Atlantic or Pacific from 40 U.S. cities. Take your choice, the USA, Europe, Africa, or Asia. TWA serves them all.
Good to see you. And welcome. I'm Hugh Hefner, your host. We're glad you're here, too. You've met Anthony Newley, I think, and most of the gang. Sammy Davis is here.
He's not.
He is?
Can I go forward?
It's going to be a wild party. The Checkmates are playing, and let's listen.
So well, I want the whole world to be whole. A love like ours, baby, must have a special place. Come on up. I got the answer, baby. Wear it on your face. Wear it on your face. Hey. Work it out, Sam. Let's do that. Yes.
Some of these paintings are really great, especially that one. Who did it?
Well, that's The Mixologist by Leroy Neiman, who's our Playboy artist in residence. As a matter of fact, he's here tonight if you'd like to meet him.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Over there. Lee, enjoying yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful.
I've got a fan here. This is Nancy Roberts, and she was just admiring one of your paintings on the wall.
Well, I was just drawing Bill Cosby, and she's blocking the way, and I enjoy it very much.
She does kind of get in the way in a nice way.
I think it's a very nice way.
You've been Playboy's artist in residence doing the Man at His Leisure series for almost 15 years now. You feel that man has developed any better at enjoying his leisure than he once did?
Well, the main thing I've probably found out in these going around all these polo forays and these watering holes all over the world and all that has been that you can pretty much determine a man's problems by the pleasures that he selects. You know, like today, the entertainment and leisure requires a great deal of sacrifice, a great deal of inconvenience, a great deal of expense. It's very hectic.
Sacrifice in what sense?
Well, I mean, you gotta prepare for it. You gotta get a wardrobe for it. You gotta make travel arrangements. And travel isn't always as luxurious. It's it's a difficulty in order to get there where you can enjoy yourself. And then when you get there, it's competitive. I mean, a guy starts out relaxing and learning a sport or getting involved in something like that, some pleasure, and then he starts trying to excel in it. And he starts competing with his friends. Before you know it, why, you know, the guy, it's like the aristocracy was all through the centuries. The aristocracy, sporting life and love games and all that stuff with the aristocracy, all through the centuries was competitive. And that's what man faces today. If he wants to enjoy himself, he's got to get out there.
In many ways, I think on a worldwide level, as a matter of fact, we're moving into what might be considered a worldwide renaissance, where man is going to begin to have more time to really enjoy himself and begin to develop new meaning for avocations.
Yeah, he'll carry his regular life into it, and that's going to really become a part of his life.
Well, of all the glamorous scenes that you've depicted for Playboy over the years, which single one do you think you might like to put yourself into if you could?
Well, I've been in Monte Carlo and Vegas, like say for gambling, and the great racetracks, the Emerald race courses, and all these. I mean, any place that's expensive or posh, I think I've been there. And I think that I personally identify with one of my first loves as a kid with prize fight. I go to the big championship fights all the time.
I remember those days when we used to watch them together.
Sugar Ray and all that.
That's right.
That's right. And I identify with the fighter answering the bell, the big fight. And I also feel close to the high roller at the crap table. You know, this is the kind of a guy that's laying on the line, and it's a singular thing, and that's what I feel close to myself.
Well, I'm going to let you go on and enjoy your sketches here. I'm going to see if I can get Sammy Davis to sing.
All right,
I'll talk to you a little later.
Okay.
Please do. Samala.
Hello.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Hello. As usual.
Dressed to the teeth as usual?
When they said party to me, I thought, I began to feel kind of silly because Tony's here with...
I feel silly because somebody said, well,
That's the way it is with our parties, as you well know. You know, it's everything from bikinis to formals and all that stuff in between.
Yeah. No, what happened was I gave up ties. I gave up ties and shirts and like that and the tuxedos like that about 2 years ago. So
Well, the last time I saw you, as a matter of fact, you were wearing a tent.
That's it.
You came in
That's
the
true.
wildest outfit you ever saw.
Captain.
That's right. Well, you just got finished with Golden Boy in New York and Chicago and London.
Yeah.
And concerned as it is primarily with what I think is it's a worldwide problem, but particularly related to America today, how did the English react to it? Did they...
It was wild.
we loved it. I can say that,
Yeah.
can I?
Tony was
well,
there.
Tony's international. I knew he would enjoy it.
An international Jew, you may say.
The original
There
one.
are many of us.
Listen, he always takes over London when he comes to London. So
We had some great times in London, but the kind of thing that was nutty about it is that the Golden Boy that was in London was a much harder show. You know, the Golden Boy that was in Chicago. Yeah. We brought it up to date because my brother, you know, in the original show was a civil rights worker. By the time the show was redone in Chicago, in London, he'd become a black militant worker in the ghetto, you know, and a leader in the ghetto. But it was an interesting show because the English, surprisingly enough, are more aware of what goes on in the race thing here in America than some Americans are. Because every incident that might be on page 11 here gets front page coverage over there. And they're very interested and acutely aware because they have a problem, too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a problem existing there.
Essentially, it really is worldwide.
Yeah, I'm afraid
Listen,
so.
I don't want to take it from something heavy to something light, but I got to ask about that ring.
Now, everybody does theirs. I'm sorry I asked. This is my ring. No, this is a ring. It was given to me for a birthday. My birthday was a few weeks ago. And I was in Vegas. And a jeweler friend of mine had it made up. He said because it was a gargoyle. You know, he said it
kind of
looks
wild
like
street
you.
fight us.
And it's a great fist fight. Bow!
Well, I understand you got a whole new wardrobe that you're doing now for your act, too, and a mink coat.
Oh, yeah, we got mink coats. But that's the fun of it. Don't you understand? If you start something up, man, and you got nutty things, my man over there,
he keeps us cooking.
Yeah, but I know, because when we met at the factory the first time, I looked at him and I went, yeah, that's my man. That's half the fun of it.
I understand you're going to do a new, well, you're going to do a film version of Yes, I Can for Warner Brothers, is that right?
Yes, and it's going to be a big picture, supposedly. I'm very afraid of that. I'm very afraid of, because it's got to be handled kind of special. But I think I'm very happy and pleased. But we're doing a sequel to Salt and Pepper.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Pepper and ketchup and vinegar.
Ketchup and vinegar. But I do know that Jerry Lewis is directing it.
Jerry's going to direct.
Jerry's going to direct, and Frank Tashlin is writing the script. And we'll be back in England for 10 more weeks.
Well, while we got you here.
Wait a minute, before you ask me that. Can I get my old place back at the Playboy?
Well, you know that.
When
he's in London, he lives. When he's in London, he's got a penthouse right there above the Playboy Club. Where
I tried to get the room.
Little mob scene there. All right, now I got to ask the question. We got you here, and we would love to have you sing, if you will.
I'd like to sing a song, you guys, for, hey, buddy, would you mind the cigar? I'm about to sing. Thank you very kindly. No, it couldn't be. I got lucky, Hugh, in the last few months and got a record that is now number 184, and it's bubbling under with a bullet. Don't you love show business record talk? He's got a bullet, baby. That's it. We'd like to do it for you, for all you people. George? Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I'll never know. I know that you're an electronic expert. I know you have tape and videotape and multi-tape. But how you got a band in the closet is one of the great things of all time. Would you please? All right, we're going to do a number now. Would you, would you please? And watch that closet at all times. Hold it. Would you please hold it just a minute, George? Would you hold it? Hey, buddy, could you cool it with the cigar? I'm about to sing. Thank you very kindly. You do have strange people at your parties, baby. Go ahead, George. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I want to live, not merely survive. And I can't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. Let
that faraway prize. The world of success is waiting for me. If I heed the call, I won't settle down or settle for less. As long as there's a chance that I can have it all, I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free, I gotta be free, daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me, I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free, I just gotta be free, daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me. But tonight with Tony being here, because we don't get a chance to socialize that much together. Very rarely, right? Actually, he didn't want me in his neighborhood, but we worked it out. We do live very close together, and I was at Tony's birthday party last year, which was a great affair. But you know, our relationship goes back many, many years. Tony Newley is probably, well, he is responsible. He and his partner are responsible for me having the first million seller on records that I ever made in my life. And I had the good fortune, because of our friendship, to introduce most of Tony and Leslie Brickers, his partner. The first two shows they did together, I introduced most of the songs in America. They gave me that privilege. So here's a medley of some of the songs. Some you know, some maybe you don't know, but they're all good songs, and they were written by Leslie Brickers and Anthony Newley. There is a beautiful land where all your dreams come true. It's all tied up in a rainbow, all shiny and new. But it's not easy to find, no matter what you do. This, my friend, is only the beginning, such a sweet beginning too. So come on, my friend, let's see this sweet beginning through to the bitter end, through to the bitter end. Why should someone nice like you, Evie, fall in love with one like me? But if I could live twice, I'd make life paradise for someone really nice like you. Who can I turn to when nobody needs me? My heart wants to know, and so I must go where destiny leads me. With you I could learn to. I meet with you on a new day. But who can I turn to if you turn away? Go, George. There's always a joker in the pack. There's always a cardboard clown. The poor lonely fool falls on his back, and everyone laughs when he's down. There's always a funny man in the game. He's only funny for your sake. Everyone laughs at him just the same. They don't see his lonely heartbreak. And they don't care as long as there is a jester, just a fool, foolish as he can be. Always a joker, that's a rule. But fate deals the cards and I see that the joker is me. Well, the joker is me. Yes, the joker is me. Bird flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Freedom, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Feeling good. So let me build my mountain up on a little hill. Let me build me a mountain, 'cause I know I will. And with a fine young son who can take my place, I can leave a son in my heaven on earth with the good Lord's grace. And this is one of the finest songs that I think that Tony and his partner ever wrote. This dream, I have this wonderful dream where I win every battle I fight, and I kill every dragon inside. Each night I lie awake and I wait for my dream. What a world I create when I dream. I'm not lonely. Pity it's only a dream. But such a fabulous dream that I feel that the real world is really unreal, while the wildest of dreams can come true. I know they do, but they only come true in my dream. What kind of fool am I who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this that could not see what could be seen by almost everyone but me? What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of clay and live my life? Why can't I fall in love till I don't give a damn and make
I'm speechless.
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. How would you like to be me and run into a cat that you'd never met? You come to London thinking, hey, I'm an American and I got it going pretty good. And 10, 12 years ago, nobody knew over here the name. Right. And suddenly you go see a show, and a mutual friend by the name of Lionel Blair introduced us, and I find out he wrote it, he directed it, he starred in it, and it scared me literally to death. I really mean that. Because to me, this is the man. You see what I mean? I really mean it.
As a matter of fact, that collection from those two shows, the songs in those two shows, up against anything that was written in the pop music in that period of time.
Well, you two boys have said it all for me.
Well, good night, Tony.
I mean, it's kind of nutty to write a show and have three. When the show hits New York, there are three standards in the show, right? Once in a lifetime.
Fool, I guess.
Fool, definitely standard, and Gonna Build a Mountain. Three standards. Those songs will go on forever, man. After you and I are long forgotten.
Well, and now you've just finished producing, writing, scoring, and starring in a new film with a very unusual title.
Yeah.
Would you say the title?
Are you going to say it? Or
I'm going to try. Can Hieronymus Merc ever forget Mercy Hump?
Wrong.
You better say it.
Can Hieronymus Merkin ever forget Mercy Hump and find true happiness?
Now, that poses a problem, I think, that raises a question that I think all of us would like to know the answer to. Can you give us any clue as to what the picture's about before we see it?
Well, that's what the picture's about, you see. The hero is a guy called Hieronymus Merkin, who falls in love with a girl called Mercy Hump. And what we're all desperately interested to know is, can he forget her and find true happiness?
I understand, as a matter of fact, those are a couple of the straighter names in the film.
Oh, yeah, we got some wild name, Polyester Poontang.
I know polyester well, yeah.
How do you feel about that, Bill? That's who that is. Jesus, when you lose a series, you're so quickly forgotten.
But what was the flick that you made about an entertainer? It was a small picture.
Yeah, The Small Sad World of Sammy Lee.
I like that better than any big movie. Ever done, man. It was very, very good. Nobody ever really... No, really, it's like in art theaters and stuff like that.
Nobody remembers it.
No, except me, because I wanted to do it after I saw you do it.
Well, you were at the end of a long line, man, because I said the same thing. Because, Mickey did that same story.
That's right, he did
Mickey
it on
Rooney
television.
did it here in America. It was called Eddie.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. And then, when Tony did it,
I did it first as a TV show in England called Sammy.
That's right.
Yeah.
He did it first, did it?
He made a wasp version of it called Eddie.
You remember the one thing that I love, beside the character portrayal that you did and all of that, and he was just so honest, and this cat we both know in England so very well. He's universal, but the little Cockney guy, man, who gets in trouble.
He's an MC in a strip club,
That's
and he comes out, he has to tell jokes to these terrible men who are just waiting for the girls to come on. And he's in hock to the mob for about 500 pounds.
Hey, I did that in the beginning of my career. we had three rooms in Philadelphia, man. It's a club called The Cellar, and you had to go down. And the middle room they put me in one night because this old cat, Pops Foster, was really drunk, fell out and everything. And I went in, and the routine I was doing was about Shakespeare. And I went on the stage, and there's these guys out there, and I said, now, Shakespeare, blah, 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 blah. And the guy, when I came out, the guy said, can I speak to you for a minute? The boys want to see the broads, and I don't know nothing from that beer guy you was talking about. And so I started to strip.
Sam, you left out, in that whole medley, you left out the one tune that Tony wrote that I really dig.
I was going to say that. Sorry. Private joke. No, I couldn't see the card. I'm sorry. The one song you left out was one of my favorites, and I know you love it. Once in a Lifetime.
Yeah. Well, I left it out for a good reason.
On purpose. On purpose. Because the
Thank you,
music
Bill.
wasn't
Thank
here
you,
yet.
Bill.
Got to cover up. We cannot take any
Tonight lies
things due.
do. Camille?
I thought perhaps since...
Now I know where he got the other rings from.
I thought perhaps you'd do the thing yourself.
No, Bobby, I'll do it if you do it.
All right. I gotta say something. We got an arrangement. Do you know my arrangement? It's the one I stole from you.
I'm not sure I know my song. I don't know you're right.
Let's see if we can do it.
If George did it, it'll be super. Super, super. Hi, George.
Super.
Super. Just once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment. One wonderful moment when fate takes his hand.
Well, this is my moment.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those.
Once in a lifetime when I can explore a new and exciting land.
Once in my lifetime, I feel like an eagle. I fly like a cradles as though I had wings.
For this is my moment, my destiny called me.
And though it may be just once in my lifetime, I'm gonna do great things.
This is all that memories next part. Just once in a lifetime.
Yeah, baby.
A man knows a moment. One wonderful moment when fate takes his hand.
And this is my moment. My destiny calls me.
And though in my mouth,
just once in my lifetime.
Once in my lifetime,
I feel like a giant.
I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings.
And the cheatless nation,
my destiny called me.
and though it may be just once in a lifetime, I'm gonna do great things.
It's a good party.
When you're here, it always is. How come with all these ladies here,
Why am I
want
talking
them
to you on
together?
this?
What is it?
No, wait. I just wanted to ask Sam, since you're one of our great singers of our times, would you sing a song for Robert Culp and his wife? We prefer to hear Because.
Because?
Is this a request?
You know the song Because.
Is this a request or
This
a
is a
demand?
request. No, since you used to sing at funerals, we feel that you should cut it, sing it like it is.
No, I tell you what. If we're going to do one for Bob and
Franz.
then shall we do a good ballad? Hey, Al, let's do the Dick Hames number. Can I just tell you that this is for a very dear couple, very dear friends, Franz and Bob Culp. And if he could sing, Franz, he'd do it for you, but he can't. The more I see you, the more I want you.
this feeling just grows and grows with every sigh.
Who gets the espresso? What you were doing.
Clean up this mess. Wait a minute. What? Oh, come on. What are you doing here?
Well, I've been out of work. I just came over because I wanted you to see. You see, I can't be here with you just playing together, just us.
Yeah.
Are you looking at me?
Yes, I am.
Oh. And, you remember me, I was very popular some years ago.
You silly nit.
I just brought over your co-star, Peter Lawford.
Oh, you Hey, wait a minute.
Cut it out. Not you.
I can't get over that. But
No, you see, I couldn't be here with you alone. No, let me finish. Back off. Samala, I couldn't be here with you alone. I gotta have both guys that I'm gonna do the picture with. See, that's why I brought Peter. See, right, Peter?
Right.
Didn't I say that earlier about Jerry?
Would you just hold it down? We're talking. He says, I hope I'm not out of line. But isn't it good to be here like this? Us?
Really nice. Yeah, it's wonderful working with the two Jews again.
Did you see Bill Cosby behind you?
Did he see?
Well, I see all your show. Hello, Albert. you know Peter Langdon?
Newley?
Oh, for God's sakes! Did you bring back some of the money we lent you? Isn't this groovy? How about some of the tea you stole? Well, so these two Jews fell off a camel. Wrong. You go ahead with the number.
Well, here we are, folks. This is going to be very loose. Everybody jump right in.
Back at Rebecca at Sunnybrook Farm. And all of the folk are here.
I want to thank you for...
We'll get on with it.
I don't know how you got this cat to come over with Peter, but it was really a surprise. It really was.
Well, he knew you were here, and he wanted to be part of us.
I knew about it 2 weeks ago. They called me and told me you were doing it 2 weeks ago, and they asked if I'd like to surprise you, and I said, golly. Right. And sometimes I come up with longer ones than that. Hi, like chocolates?
How did you two guys, we talked about it just a little bit earlier, but you're going to do... Here, pay attention, little guy.
I just want to find out if she likes chocolate.
How did you get Jerry to condescend to direct you in your new epic?
Well, it started out a long time ago because Jerry Lewis has been a dear friend of mine for many, many years, and a dear friend of Peter's for as equally as long. But Jerry has been sort of a mentor to me, and I'll make this very brief so I won't embarrass him. But, boy, embarrassing. But I mean it. He was the first cat up the steps the night I opened at Ciro's with my dad and uncle, right? And we were sitting up in the room where they gave the opening act, and he came up them steps. And he was working with Dean, and they came up, and he said to me, first thing you got to do is get rid of the jacket. I had a plaid dinner jacket. He said,
now, don't tell me he's handling your wardrobe.
No, he was telling me.
No, at that time it was Harrison Frank.
It really was.
Oh, it was a beauty. You could have made 9/10 from the lapels.
And he said, you got to get rid of it. Now, we fade out, fade in, back again, and in the interim, there's always been a thing that Jerry and I have always said. One day, he said, I'd like to direct you in something. Now, it was actually because of Peter. Because Peter and Jerry became very close, sort of meeting again. And Peter broached the subject with Jerry. And Jerry said, I'd love to do it. And when Peter told me about it, I said, are you kidding? You're only dealing with the finest, I think, the finest comedic director in our business today. Because I've been doing Jerry for years. And I should know.
That's why I'm so big at the Apollo whenever I go up.
Well, I understand you're very big at USC now. What's this I hear about you just getting a professorship?
Oh, yeah, I'm in my 3rd semester. I've been teaching, this is the 3rd semester that I'm completing. I've been teaching cinema direction. It's a very fine school of cinema.
I don't know how you find time, but...
Oh, there's time. When it's groovy, there's time. I don't have any time for the dentist. You know,
or the
when there's a
operation.
splinter, I don't want to know if I'm fixing it, but what I dig, I have time for. Like coming over here is one of the big thrills of my life.
Listen, but you know what's going to happen when we get on the set? Because Jerry Lewis, that the people are familiar with, and they know as an international star of comedy, he's a different man when he's a director. He keeps the fun going to make
Yes, I've been on the set when Jerry
when
was
it comes
working.
time to go, that's what happens, man, and you go to work. And I think that the second Salt and Pepper, we got lucky with the first one, but with Jerry at the helm of things for the second one, I think we got a chance to really say
Even
something.
wilder.
To be even wilder, funnier, and do all the things we wanted to do in the first one and couldn't.
Well, I think the attitude is awfully important. The attitude of this very thing that's happening now, that's the secret. I think that people prepare shows, they get into a tremendous breakdown of where it's at, where you're going, what you're doing. If the attitude isn't there, primarily an attitude of respect, and more importantly than even that, an attitude of wanting to enjoy what you're doing. If you have that attitude, in the words of probably the greatest film director, Joe Mankiewicz said, a good director is a man who establishes an atmosphere for work. And if nothing else, my relationship with Sammy on a personal level and my regard for him on a professional level and vice versa where Peter is concerned, I think it has to make for a marvelous film because there'll be wonderful things that are beneath the things that are happening that I think will give it substance. And I don't think that that was what was missing in the first Salt and Pepper. It never had a chance to have that because they were working on a strange basis with some strange people.
Well,
and it's really going to be a gas.
If you get as much fun on film as I know you're going to have on the set.
That you'll never get. You'll never get that. If we can get some of it. If we get some of it.
You want to sing a song?
I'd appreciate it. No! I don't have any numbers. Why was I born?
Hello.
In some secluded synagogue. No. What? Want to travel?
You want to do...
Would you cut your nails?
I'm sorry. Would you like to do rockabye? I do rockabye in the act, you know.
All right. Would you mind switching? Could you switch over this way?
Switch over
No,
here?
Yeah, that's it. We could sway better this way. You start.
Okay. Rockabye.
Weep no more. Oh, I thought you were starting.
I was supposed to start.
I'm sorry.
You said that.
I meant no harm.
Rockabye your baby with a Dixie melody.
When you croon, yeah, you croon a tune from the heart of Dixie.
Just swing that cradle, mammy mine.
Yes, sir.
Right along that Mason-Dixon line.
And swing it, hey. From Virginia.
Go to Tennessee with all the love that's in ya.
Weep no more, my lady. Sing that song for me.
Sing it soft and low, I mean just as though you had me on your knee.
A million, baby, give it, a million of them, you're gonna get them, ha ha. The minute that you sing the Swanee River.
You rock-a-bye, baby, with a Dixie melody. Weep no more, my little lady. Sing that song again for me.
So soft and low, why does the snow you hide me on your knee? A million, baby, get this, my little liver. The minute that you sing the Swanee River.
Bye, you rock-a-bye, baby,
with the Dixie
very good for relieving the social pressures in the world today. My mother always told me that if I ever got uptight and couldn't handle myself, the best thing to do would be to just go somewhere and very quietly lock the door and say, sha-la-la, la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, hey. So let me tell you something. One day I'm walking down the street, see, and I spy this old lady, she's walking down the street, and my social pressures are, they're too much, and I can't find.
Well, it's been a wild, wild evening. I'm afraid now, however, it's over. We're going to have to say goodnight, but we're glad you were able to join us. Remember, we're going to be here again next week at the same time. If you can, be with us then, too. Good night.
Now, you think that's wild? Now, here's what happened, see. This old lady's coming down the street.
Transportation arrangements provided by Sabina Airlines. Europe begins in Brussels, and Sabina flies there every day.
You're not the only one with problems. I got problems myself. I'm filthy rich. I have, like millions of dollars. I'm almost 60 years old, and I've never been married. I invited her into the booth. So her and I are standing there, back to back going. She says she's never been married. I didn't have the money. I told her she's got the money, I got the time. So we decided to get married, but we didn't want to have a square marriage, with that Here Come the Bride jazz. So when we came walking down the aisle, and I had her checkbook in my pocket, and she had my wedding ring, which I borrowed from Sears and Roebuck, on her hand, we just held each other's hand as tightly as we could and looked in each other's eyes and said...